Yo, so what's going on, boys and sandwich makers? My name is Bad Idea, and this is Pwnstar. Yeah, throw that one together, right? Oh, yeah. So, I don't know what possessed me to do this, but I felt like just hopping on and using the crossbow with explosive bolts only. Then it got turned on to Karg Island, and I'm like, well, that's just definitely not the fucking map I want. You know, I think of this, and because it's basically a direct impact kind of issue when using this. So I'm like, yo, I need something like Metro, Bazaar, something where I can get up close and personal. None of that long-distance-match.com shit. I need to be right up close to my enemy to kill him. So I made it to, I made a challenge to myself, and that was to basically use the occasional knife, but primarily my crossbow with explosive bolts. Fuck your kneecaps, Mr. Guy. And I think I do pretty damn decent for that kind of limitation on this. I think I end up with a pretty solid game, great moments, great objective play too, so you should enjoy the gameplay, take off your pants, stay a while. So, I want to talk about the Xbow, and why I love it, and what it stood for. Now, this is something I didn't talk about when it actually came out in the DLC. In my honest opinion, out of everything that has come out of the DLC, including all the old guns from the previous DLC, this is the best item. Ooh, get fish hooked. The best item that has actually come from a DLC, in my honest opinion. And I feel that way because it gives something special that is lacking. Just a couple days ago, I talked about the idea of class balance and weapon balance. It's something that I really want to talk about and I guess splurge into a little bit. And speaking of which, I want to thank you guys for the support on those videos. I told you guys, and I promised you, that every time that a Battlefield video comes up and we hit 3,000 likes, I'll put up another Battlefield video for you the next day. It's kind of this agreement we got, little pinky swear kind of thing. And, you know, you scratch my back, I'll rub yours with lots of oils. I've got a collection. But you know what I'm talking about. So I want to thank you guys. I honestly want to thank you guys for that. It means a lot to me. And back on track, though. What I like about the Xbow, I'm sorry, I'll pull it out real quick. What I really like is, because it adds this versatility, this variety to the classes. Now, like I've always wondered, you know, when I was making my wish list for Battlefield 4, I often said I'd like to see all kit, you know, a better variety in all kit weapons, but also a better variety in all kit equipment. Like, a lot of us are wondering about class balance, like the M16 and all those. Like, if there was an M16 in the assault category, the M416 in engineer, and the recon or the all-kit weapon was the AEK, nobody would complain about any sort of balance or anything like that, because you have the availability of all the pieces of equipment to those special classes. And that's what I love about the Xbow so much, is because the crossbow is that universal piece of equipment that's like an all-kit piece of equipment that's good for every class. There's times I'll even run on support. Look at him trying to get away. No, you little turtle, you're done for, buddy. But That's what I love about it. I'm playing on Recon. This is always on. I've got my portable uterus. I got the spawn beacon, which is mandatory. And then I also have the Xbow. I like it because it's good for a few different reasons. Obviously, the quietness and the stealth behind it. If you're using the standard bolt, you can just get in, just sit there and shoot somebody in the back or anything like that. It's quick and it's easy. And if you're accurate with it, it's a one-shot kill many a time. On top of that, you also have the explosive bolt, which can kill somebody at point-blank range. You get too close to them and you invade their bubble, you could take a little bit of splash damage yourself. So it's not the best in the world, but it proves to be a valuable weapon because not only it gives the ability for every class in the game to disable and injure armor. You know, outside of that, you have I guess you have mines and whatnot from engineer. You have the support with C4, but it generally takes a lot to get close to the armor. You've got to pretty much go up there and slap the side and run away. You know what I mean? It's just kind of what you got to do. So it's this and that, but it also gives the assault class the ability to do it. The recon class a piece of armor, something that has the close range one-shot abilities. So I think it's something that this game really, really didn't need, and I don't think it's admired enough. It's like that very, very successful nerdy kid that gets a scholarship and, you know, makes buku money at the end of the year, but he's always in the back of the classroom and nobody cares. Everybody only cares about the jocks and the big-breasted cheerleaders. You know what I mean? So there's talent there. There's value behind this, but nobody knows. It's that simple little nerd from high school that goes on to create a successful YouTube, and he's named iPost for hire. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like one of those things that it just deserves a little bit more credit, and I think if enough people mess around with it a little bit more and they start to use it, they can understand how dangerous it is. And it's more useful when you start to get the mindset of understanding what it's capable of. So not only do you have the ability to disable and take out armor, you also, upon all classes, but you also have the ability to use rubble kills too. You guys seen the gameplay the other day where I was just going ham with this Sign Crossing, Grand Bazaar, any game, any map in this game pretty much has debris that you can aim at a building, take parts of the building down, and kill people. And it's generally in focused, funneled areas that can actually happen. So there's value behind this that you can't even put a number on. I could hide behind a hill and because of the drop. A lot of people have to adjust to the drop and teach yourself with the actual bolt drop. But if you learn it, you can use it at your advantage. I can hide behind cover and arc over. You saw a shot a minute ago where I put down on a tank and or that guy that was in the bush, I'd say a couple minutes back, that I sat behind the comfort and the coziness of my little rock, and I shot right over that. I rainbowed that motherfucker, and that's something to do. So when you get to being a veteran with this and you start using it a little bit more, you can get that stealth and that quickness and that ability to kill. It's a valuable asset to recon category. It's pretty solid in assault. I like to use it a lot for that reason, and it also takes down armor. So for those guys that love to use those strong weapons like the M16, generally it's not the best choice in the world. You're going to want to use engineer, something like on a map like this, for example. But if you get to using the crossbow properly, you can still use those guns that you love that have the best advantages, but also have something like this on the hip ready to defend if necessary. So that's my preaching to you guys. I want to thank you guys for all your support. Hopefully you did enjoy this crossbow Xbow bolt only. Please be sure to click that like button, be intimate with it. Hashtag stay moist.